that, I'm Steffi, and welcome back to Following Disney Princesses as Pokemon trainers. And this time we are doing Anna from Frozen, with Disney's latest new little everyone is obsessed with kind of thing. And with Anna, I actually had super duper a ton of technical difficulties. I'm still technically having technical difficulties slightly, but I'm just like, let's just hope we can carry on through and get this video out before, the end of the day. Life is a bit of struggle, so it's okay. We're succeeding. But, Anna was kind of fun to draw. She was a little bit difficult, finding a pose for. I realized we're looking at, pose references for her, is that all of her, images of her, she's always in motion. All the ones, I could find, even of those just kind of, standing still, you can still see that she's standing in motion, which is pretty cool. And I also realized that her outfits, they all have a lot of patterns and designs on them. And it's the same with Elsa, so I gotta carry that over. So they're both gonna have a lot of patterns and a lot of designs, which it makes them take a little bit longer. I actually lost an hour and a few minutes of footage of me actually working on this, which kind of sucks, but at the same time it happened. I had, thought I had just hit the record button. Turns out I was live streaming. I didn't realize it, and it was under the wrong name because I was live streaming something else previously. So it was just my life was struggles for way too long. But it's alright. We're getting there. We're succeeding. I did go and I put a pattern on her shoe. And the pattern on her shoe is one I took from an image I saw of the skirt she was wearing for a while. In this pattern, it took a while to get right and do kind of a lot of struggle. A lot of Anna was just me struggling to get things where they needed to be. But it's alright. I'm going to try to have this month be where I have a video on every single weekday. I have my schedule originally. I kind of faulted. I did forget the freckles originally, but I did add them on. So the one that's on my blog doesn't have freckles at the moment. But I will add said freckles. I added the freckles, and I just never explored that out. So the one that you guys will see will be the one with freckles, and I'll put that on my blog. And for anyone who isn't aware what my blog is, where I post all of my art, it is chrissyart.blogspot.com. Hold on, let me see it. But yeah. And this little flower pattern, the flower pattern is actually from her skirt that she wears for a majority of the film. And that's where that little flower pattern came from. I thought it was cool to put it on the cuff of her shirt. So that's where that wound up. That's super grand old town with it. And throughout most of it, I'm just this looks kind of weird. And this is me just looking at images of her. I went to the Disney Wiki to look and go through all the pictures of her that they had. And actually, I haven't listed her Pokemon Pokemon team. Her Pokemon team was pretty difficult to get through, like to figure out which Pokemon to give her, based off of what I thought would suit her personality-wise and all that. But I eventually settled on everything. Her Pokemon is Eevee. She's got just plain old Eevee. And then she's got Deerling. Deerling is really cute and colorful. I gave her Dragonite. I think I gave her Dragonite because when I think of Dragonite, I see the image of him delivering mail, and he's super sweet and kind-hearted, and that's something that Anna is, so I gave her Dragonite. I gave her Castform, specifically the sunny form of Castform, because she's got a very sunny disposition, and, you know, like your sister controls the weather. You have a Pokemon that also matches weather, and the sunny one specifically. And then I gave her Spinda. Spinda is like this cute little bear who's kind of like all dizzy looking and ditzy, and it looks cute, and I thought the cuteness factor suited Anna, so I gave her Spinda, and because of the cuteness factor, it's also why I gave her Wooper. Wooper's also really cute and adorable, so I gave her Wooper, and that's her Pokemon team. I originally had another, like, deer buck Pokemon kind of thing, and I felt like with the way it looked, it didn't really suit Anna, and I figured if I ever go about and do, like, Kristoff or any other characters, like, that aren't, you know, Disney princesses, specifically Kristoff, I would give that one to Kristoff. But at this moment, I don't really have plans to do other characters. Like, I have a few, like, mock-up lists for a few Disney villains, because I like Disney villains, but I don't have, like, a lot of lists for otherwise. And this is where you just have a plop of, oh look, there's color now, for no reason. Everything's colored. That's because everything was colored on when I was recording on the wrong layer, or like scene placed in the phone on the recording software. It was set up to record Sonic Racing, and I was recording this, so there was confusion there. It was my bad, I didn't check my thing. And this is me adding. I went and I took this, because it was a bright light green, I went and I made it a darker green, because it needed to be. It needed to be a darker green. All I needed from it. All I needed, I just needed to be a darker green. I just add a whole bunch of shading. A whole bunch. And I decided on like the little curved crescent mark on the skirt due to the look of the skirt from that she wears throughout most of the movie, the blue one, which is where the shirt color comes from. And then her eyes, which took a little while, so it's just like a bunch of blues. Cute little blues. Just good giant ass people. Adding and blending in colors into the eyes. This is me just going through, and I wanted to add a bit of depth, and I just went and I made all of these colors just a tad bit darker, just to give a slight semblance of some depth. And then I realized, oh, I've been coloring them the wrong way this whole time. I did have like some struggle with like figuring out like the layer, like what blending mode I should have the layer on before changing it into something else. And I do just like some basic, like kind of like some cell shading. Shade here and here. Just shade along the lines. Really all about what I did, but shading still took about an hour to complete. And I had to go through and add shading for the stripe. And I didn't want to make like the stripe white, so I just went for a really lighter brown. So yeah. And I'm still really happy with like the patterns and textures. So I was a bit concerned that I was just like overwhelming myself with all these patterns and all these textures I was putting on. The gold. Happy. And the way like I did like a lot of the shading is it doesn't pop up like when you're far away from it, but when you zoom in you can tell it's there, which I'm kind of pleased with. And the reason I added the freckles later on after finishing it is because my wife was just like, she needs a freckle, it's a part of her. So I had to go through and add all her little freckles. Well, a few freckles, because I'm not very good at doing freckles yet. I just don't have the practice yet. But this has been a lot of like good, fun practice for me. I need there to be wind. I want to go to the park and walk around, but there hasn't been like any like real wind in Georgia, so it's just unbearably hot. The pattern was like pretty hard to shade because like I had to go through and find different colors because the blending layer was on normal for like the longest time and still is, because any other one didn't like really look like quite right. Shoe. And with the shoe, instead of like having this hole be like a darker gray, almost black, I went with like a dark green to kind of like tie green in. She's got a lot of green on her, a lot more than I was like originally expecting to have on her, and most of it really is from the skirt. She's got like little accents of green on her, which I'm kind of pleased about. I do have a sketch for Elsa, which I might be doing, but yeah. But that's the end of this, so let me know if there are any differences you would like to see next, and I'll go ahead and get started on their design. And if you're wanting me to try to do other characters from other franchises and other designs, please let me know and I might give it a try. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz, and y'all have a lovely day, alright? Bye bye!